Raise your attention to the work that we are doing within HELCOM with sustainable agriculture, and start with rather conventional picture. Although I wanted to show the slide with famous WWF Germany crowded space, but I decided to change it to this one from pollution load compilation, showing how big and how different are the waste streams that are providing inputs of nutrients and other different pollutants into the Baltic Sea. And among them, of course, we do have not only agriculture, we do have all different sources. But we should be, of course, proud in this region of the economic development and the prosperity that is raising up. But at the same time, we should not forget about the limits that are set to growth by the baseline ecosystem services that we are all exploiting, in fact. And that in order to sustain these economic activities in the future, we perhaps should also think about how we can integrate the ecosystem values into different sectorial policy thinking. And from this conventional picture, I would rather go to another one that I like very much from the Baltic Compass, with win-win technologies and solutions for nutrient management. And this is actually the way we would also like to think about sustainable agriculture in the future, not only talking about pure agricultural production that is provided by this sector in the region and generating, well, all different outputs like meat and cereals and whatnot, but also thinking about agriculture in a loop with all other services and all the other different sectors that are available in the region. And, well, as you can see here, one can clearly demonstrate the example of the excessive biomass that is generated through, well, for example, cereal production, and at the same time also extensive animal husbandry, like combining the manure and also the straw from cereal production. You can utilize the energy and nutrient content of these resources. So we should not call them waste. This is the most important that we need to change in our mindset. And at the same time, actually, if you look at this picture, you can demonstrate many different examples. So it's not only about waste streams, it's also about, for example, one can of course call this a wetland, or maybe somewhere at the buffer strip close to the watercourse. One can also think that agriculture can provide also added values, not only in trapping nutrients, but also in securing biodiversity, protecting biodiversity through even creating artificial ecosystems like wetlands. And this is very much the mindset also we were talking about while preparing for the last HELCOM Ministerial Meeting, and that will be my last slide. So we are starting to talk within HELCOM community more and more about efficient resource management, rather than just, well, as many may quote HELCOM, that we are usually blaming the polluters, but not. We are right now working much closer with different stakeholders and trying to seek for solutions together with the stakeholders. And that was actually the way of thinking at the ministerial meeting, when suggesting specific actions to be brought by the ministers for adoption in the agricultural field. And those can be broadly categorized in four groups. We are talking about smart nutrient management, and in that respect we were at the ministerial meeting discussing and adopting the measures in the future for example, nutrient accounting at farm level, for utilizing manure nutrient content, for discussing measures how to minimize nutrient surplus in the countries. Then we were talking also about the targeted measures, the measures that will bring the best effect when they are placed. And for example, in that respect, we were talking about the united vulnerable zones, or zones that are critical to nutrient pollution. Then we were talking about strengthened regulations and enforcement. And with that regards, we were not only talking about stricter requirements, but rather smart and wise requirements. And in that sense, we are going to do the revision of the Annex 3 of the Helsinki Convention dealing with protection of pollution from agriculture. And finally, and I think it is also very important, and perhaps we'll come back, well, I'm quite sure we'll come back to that in the course of this discussion, we are talking about the need for communication, the broad communication with both policy people from ministries of environment and agriculture, and at the same time talking with the experts, getting the ideas from the experts, like projects that have generated in the recent years a number of ideas, and also broadly talking to a wider community of stakeholders, including farmers. And in that respect, of course, the idea of a broader agri-environmental dialogue and a platform that is here in the air is very much welcomed, of course, by HELCOM, but we would only like to repeat that perhaps we don't need to replicate and duplicate the structures, especially at the policy level. We should utilize those that are available already in the region. But anyway, we are broadly welcoming the stakeholder dialogue.